Even though Oregon's defense is much improved from the last several years, they still only rank 86th in the country in total defense. That's why the matchup between their secondary and Ohio State's receivers is the key matchup to watch in the national title game. Ifo Ekpreolomu, the outstanding cornerback for Oregon, is out. Now, they did a really good job even without him against Florida State, but it's going to be a much tougher assignment because Ohio State's got much greater receiver depth with Evan Spencer and Devin Smith. Whoever wins that matchup is going to have a huge edge in the national title game. Well, even though he's won a couple games, the biggest question mark is still Ohio State quarterback Cardale Jones. This is a guy who was on the third string, was thrust into the spotlight in the Big Ten championship game after JT Barrett went down with an injury, and has performed extremely well. They let him throw 35 times against Alabama, and he did surprisingly well. He's got a lot of arm strength. He has some accuracy. His throwing some touchdown passes has basically kept Ohio State out of too many terrible mistakes or bad plays. Very hard to do under that sort of scrutiny, but when you're in the national title game and you've got 12 days to think about it and everything that's on the line, you still don't have a great sense of how a guy like Cardale Jones is going to react. Well, there's a couple keys in this national title game for Oregon. One is turnover margin. This team thrived off turnovers all year long. They were number 2 in the country in turnover margin. That leads to easy points. You saw it in the semifinals against Florida State. They're able to get the ball to their offense and score quickly. They're going to have to continue to do that in the national title game. Second one is they need to get Mariota off to a little more of a rhythmic start. Mark Helfrich, the Oregon coach, said, they maybe tried some things in the semifinals that they thought were going to be new to Florida State, but maybe comfortable for Oregon. Led to some communication mishaps. Mariota wasn't particularly sharp early in the game. It took him a while to settle in. I think they're going to need to get off to a faster start so they can maybe get ahead of Ohio State, who seems to be a better team late in games. Well, the big key for Ohio State in the championship game is getting running back Ezekiel Elliott into the game early and often. He ran for 230 yards against that vaunted Alabama defensive front, had a couple touchdowns, had the big breakaway touchdown at the end that helped them seal the game. He's a guy that if they can keep getting him carries, chewing up clock, they can keep the ball out of Marcus Mariota's hands, and they can score points that way. That running game is going to be really, really big for Ohio State. The second thing is just coming down emotionally. You beat an Alabama, you feel like you've broken through the way they did. There's sort of a natural tendency to pull back. Ohio State's got to keep pushing forward and come into that championship game with the mentality to be aggressive and attack. Well, one of these teams was supposed to be in the national title game. One of them was not. And the team that was supposed to be here all along, Oregon, is the team that will probably emerge from Dallas with the school's first national championship in football. It just seems like the kind of year where everything is coming together for the Ducks. Marcus Mariota, the Heisman Trophy winner, playing at an extremely high level, doesn't really make a lot of mistakes. Even though they've suffered some injuries, this defense continues to get better, improve. They're aggressive. They turn you over. They are playing with an edge and a confidence and a physicality that maybe some Oregon teams in the past didn't quite have.